Right, turning now to city emails and should city work be done with personal accounts? Detroit's Corporation Council used his Gmail account as well as his city email to conduct city business with the Ambassador Bridge owners, and the Free Press reported it after requesting public emails about the deal. Harmless? Maybe, until it comes time for a city to keep track of or turn those private emails over. Stephen, when I read this story, it all of a sudden had the shades of the controversy that's been following around Hillary Clinton for the past year or so.
Well, it's exactly the same. And, I'm not sure why, if you were a government official, you wouldn't just tell everybody in your employ, listen, if you're going to do something official, do it in the official email, because it protects you and your personal account from the prying of public eyes, and it protects the city in terms of having that record to be able to turn over when people ask for it. Now, I understand that the technological limitations inside the city had something to do with this, that it's difficult to access the city's email system from outside, from remote sites, because it's so old, and they're working on that.
And that's such a huge problem, because the amount of work that people do off-site is amazing.
Yeah, but I mean, I think in an era where everybody has 2 or 3 email accounts on their phone and can just sort of pick which one they're using, I think you got to make it clear to them, if you're in government, you use the official account when you're doing city business, and don't use a personal account.
And they should have learned from the whole Kwame situation, when you're
well, that was
your
the
personal
opposite.
business, do it on a personal phone. But I mean, this reflects sort of this. What I think is the arrogance of the political class, that they're not as accountable, or don't feel as accountable as they should feel. And this should be part of the city's ethics policy. This should be codified, that when you're doing city business, you do it on a city email. You don't try to hide things. The Duggan administration needs to be a lot more committed to transparency.
Well, I think that their argument, though, is that we weren't hiding anything. We gave you the documents that you requested
They
for.
Volunteered to.
Right, they volunteered to give us the documents.
You never know when somebody's hiding.
But is it almost like, are we talking about an honor system? Is it next time around, if it's not this administration, maybe it's an administration down the road that maybe did not turn over one? Is that the problem here?
I think that's exactly the problem, is that you're counting on them to be able to reach into people's personal email to get the things out. And what if Butch Hallowell had said, hey, you know what, I don't want to share my private emails with you. Now you've got to find a way to compel that employee to turn over their.
How would you do that?
Well, I mean, in court, you probably could argue that, look, anything you were doing that has to do with official business is public record, even if it is in your private email. But again, you don't need to have that fight. The policy should be, don't do public business in your private email.
And you can see from the Hillary Clinton situation the problems with it. I mean, she has first said, oh gosh, I turned over everything, and then we find out she didn't turn over everything. But before she turned over anything, she went through and deleted what she classified as personal. No third-party verification of that. You don't know what to believe or who to trust in these situations, because you're solely at the mercy of what the employee tells.